All right, gentlemen, let me plug the joint right quick. Does real attraction from women start with you? Does real attraction from women start with you? Now, this drop is more or less a preview, a prelude, if you will, right? Later on this afternoon, I'm going to be doing a live stream, right? I'm going to be talking about basically how PUAs, simps, tricks, and passport bros, none of them are qualified to give dating advice. None of them are. Now, what they are qualified to do is to advise you on certain tactics that they employ to get sex by any means necessary. Yeah, they can tell you about that, but they cannot really give you dating advice. They can't give you that, right? And we're gonna break that down, right? So this is a prelude leading up to that, right? Does real attraction from women start with you? Now, when I say you, I'm not talking about your money. I'm not talking about your status. I'm not talking about what you do for work or what you do for a living. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you, the man, right? Strip away everything material, right? When you are having a conversation with a woman, right? You, as a man, you are a sexual being. Whether you recognize that, realize that or not, you are a sexual being. You are having a conversation with another sexual being, which whom you actually want to have sex with. So in that moment, when you strip away everything in the material world, your accolades, your achievements, your success, it's just you, the man. Who are you? The problem with PUA types, the problem with all these other guys, right, is when they call themselves trying to give men dating advice, right? If you listen to these PUA types, these nerdy types, they approach dealing with women way too analytical. They approach it with a logical mindset to their detriment. Now, whenever you're making decisions, you should always be practical, right? Whenever you make any type of decision in life, any type of choice, you should never make choices primarily motivated by your feelings. You should always be pragmatic with your choices. The problem with the PUA types, they approach women like like mathematical problems to be solved. That's how they deal with women, like mathematical problems or equations to be solved. And they completely miss tapping into a woman's emotions, which is why they have to spend 10 hours with a bitch, 3 hours with a bitch. Okay, which is why they have to throw parties and pay for bitches Ubers and spend all of this money and feeding bitches and buying alcohol and all of this and renting out expensive Airbnbs, right? Just to demonstrate their value because they're trying to approach dealing with women with analytics. Sexual attraction is based on an emotion. So, what I want to talk about today is genuine sexual desire versus generic sex. Genuine sexual desire versus generic sex. If you have sex with a prostitute, it's going to be generic sex. If you have sex with a call girl or an escort, right? It's going to be generic sex. It's not genuine sexual desire. The problem with PUAs, passport bros, simps, and tricks, they think having sex with women is all the same thing. No, it's not. No, it's not. Genuine sexual desire is not the same as generic sex. I'll put it to you this way. Anytime you have to convince a woman to have sex with you, it's generic. Anytime you have to wine and dine a woman to have sex with you, it's generic. Anytime you have to pay bills or You have to spend money doing something or putting money directly in a woman's hands. Anytime there's any type of negotiation where there's resources being tethered, whether it be money, time, or otherwise, right? Where you're negotiating and bartering with women, the sex is generic. What guys don't get, what PUAs don't get, and guys with no game don't get is that a woman's sexual desire for a man is spontaneous. A woman's true sexual desire for a man during the initial interaction is spontaneous. Now, here's the thing. I talked about responsive desire, right? And let me just go on a little tangent, right? There's a difference between a woman having a spontaneous desire to want to have sex with you versus a woman having a prolonged desire to be pleasured by you. Okay, let me start again. There is a difference between a woman. Now, what I'm talking about is genuine sexual desire. I'm not talking about generic sex. I'm talking about where women genuinely want you inside of them, right? As soon as you meet them, right? That's what I'm talking about, right? There is a difference between a spark or a spontaneous desire for dick, right? Versus a woman having a prolonged desire to want to be pleasured by you. So what happens is if it's a spark or a spontaneous desire, usually that feeling is fleeting. Meaning if you don't make something happen right now, it probably won't happen, right? Whereas when a woman has a prolonged desire to want to be pleasured by you specifically, this is the kind of chick where you can be like, hey, baby, you can get this dick later. Okay. I'm not gonna give it to you right now, but you can get it later. This is a chick who's like, I'm waiting for it. Right. This is the kind of chick that's basically gonna be down when you down, however you want to do it, whenever you want to do it, she's about it because she has a prolonged desire to want to be pleasured by you specifically. PUAs can't teach that. PUAs don't even talk about that because they don't understand what exuding sex appeal is. They don't understand what it means for a woman to gravitate to you sexually. You don't have to take her out on any dates. You don't have to have a conversation that lasts any more than 5 minutes with her, any more than 3 minutes in most cases, just depending on the context of everything. The conversation does not have to be long at all, right? You got guys spending hours with bitches, taking women on multiple dates, throwing parties and spending a bunch of money to get a bunch of broke bitches in a room. These guys don't have no game. They don't know what it means to exude sex appeal. Does real attraction from women start with you? What are we talking about? Genuine sexual desire versus versus generic sex. Again, genuine sexual desire versus generic sex. Here's the thing, and I tell all you guys this. If you just want sex, never mind me, ignore me, do you. If all you want to do is get your dick wet and bust a nut, what I'm saying means nothing. But for all you guys who are wondering, why aren't women sticking around? Why are women making it so difficult for me to have sex with them? And if and when I do have sex with women, it's always on a woman's terms. I always feel like I got to jump over a hurdle or jump through hoops to see her. Why am I always going through this? Because there is no genuine sexual desire there. So let me break this down a little further, right? See, when we talk about genuine sexual desire, right? For all you guys endeavoring to have a more meaningful connection with a woman that can potentially lead to a relationship, don't you know that begins with genuine sexual desire, not generic sex? Don't you understand that? That for you to have a healthy relationship with a woman where she actually respects you, don't you know that's rooted in genuine sexual desire? See, when a woman really likes a man, not only when she's sexually attracted to a man, but when she likes him, when she wants to fuck with him beyond just sex, when she wants to be dated by that man, that's rooted in genuine sexual desire. And that genuine sexual desire is usually the linchpin for a woman to desire a genuine connection, an emotional bond, even with you. But it starts from genuine sexual desire. If there is no genuine sexual desire there, women do not have a desire to cultivate a profound emotional bond with you. They do not. A woman can be in a relationship with you and y'all aren't really all that close. That's some real shit. A woman can be in a relationship with you and y'all really aren't all that close because she settled for you. But she doesn't have any profound emotional bond. Why? Because there was never any genuine sexual desire. And this is where the PUAs, simps, tricks, and passport bros fall short because they're always dealing with women who don't have any genuine sexual desire. They only deal with women who are having generic sex with them. Now, here's the thing. Again, when we talk about generic sex, right? Peep game. Generic sex may be more focused on the physical act and achieving orgasm with less emphasis on emotional connection or intimacy. That means all the woman, when you're having generic sex, now, if you're paying for it, the woman is only there for the money, right? But if you're taking a woman out on multiple dates, if you're spending hours with her, you're trying to demonstrate your value and all that goofy ass shit, right? What you could convince her of is the fact that you might give her an orgasm. So her having sex with you is not about her enjoying you. It's not about her being pleasured by you specifically. It's not about her embracing the intimacy of the sexual act. It's not about that. It's about her getting her nut off. Just like for most men, it's about you getting your nut off. When you convince a woman to fuck you, it's the same thing. Again, generic sex may be focused on a physical act and achieving orgasm with less emphasis on emotional connection or intimacy, which is why women aren't coming back. They don't want to connect with you. Why? Because there was never any genuine sexual desire. It was never there, right? Guys, what makes a woman actually want to form a profound emotional bond or connection with a man, what actually makes a woman want to become close or get close to a man, it starts with genuine sexual desire. If that ain't there, it ain't real. It's generic. Stay tuned later on, 5:15 Central Standard Time. What are we talking about? PUAs and simps are unqualified to give dating advice. Peace.